Hi folks, I'm back for part 2 of the 85th video special. And our runner-up that I'm reviewing right now is Superman 2. Ah yes, Superman 2. The sequel to the 1978 action-adventure film. Yep, I really love this one. Anyway, the plot of the story, as you know, the three Kryptonians are tried for the criminals that would be thought the destruction of the and take down one of the Kryptonian security men. Their exile has been forfeited and is sentenced to the Phantom Zone. Meanwhile, in Earth, Clark Kent, from the Mount Manor reporter, received a news in Paris that a hostile terrorist trying to threaten to plan a bomb to destroy in Paris. But Lois Lane is on assignment up in Paris. But she gets underneath the elevator. Don't try this at home, folks. Well, as you may know, Superman arrived to put a stop to these three terrorist groups to plan a bomb on the elevator. So what Superman did is take the elevator all the way up into space. By the time it blows up and created a shockwave that broke the prisoners out of the Phantom Zone and reached into destination to Earth. Now, meanwhile, back on Earth, Clark Kent is about to get hit by a taxi cab, but it's no match for Superman's strength. When on our way back to the Daily Planet, Lois Lane has an idea to make some kind of orange juice. Well, in prison, Lex Luthor and Otis trying to planned a way to get out of prison cell until the little black box is ready for them. But Otis trying to let out the secret, but Lex Luthor tried to put a stop to that. Meanwhile, in NASA Space Center, they discovered that the three Kryptonians is up in NASA the space, killing 3 astronauts and planning to take over the world. Actually, it's not the world, but the planet. However, one astronaut tried to escape, but it's no need. All the astronauts were lost contact. While the plan is to escape, Lex Luthor and Otis escape from prison, and it was rescued by Miss Tessmacher in a hot air balloon. But unfortunately, Otis tried to escape out of prison, but he got caught. As Clark Kent and Lois Lane disguise themselves as newlyweds on a honeymoon trip. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor and Miss Tessmacher are in Superman's home, the Fortress of Solitude, and trying to make their way to Alaska, to north, south, Miss Tessmacher, south, as Lex Luthor called him. When Clark Kent sees a kid falling into the river, Niagara Falls, as Superman saved the boy from Niagara Falls. While there, in Fortress of Solitude, Lex Luthor and Miss Tessmacher received the coded message telling them the truth of the 3 Kryptonian. However, Lex has the idea to join forces with the 3 group of Kryptonian needs. However, Lois Lane trying to say the reaction to Superman saving But unfortunately, Clark did not change to Superman. Kind of embarrassment. As the three make their way to Earth, General Zod says, "So this is Planet Houston." One of the fishermen just spotted that he can walk through water. However, when were discovered by the two police sheriffs, the three Kryptonians trying to do way to not let them go past by there, but they wouldn't listen. The sheriff refused to shoot him, but they gave up their action. As Superman and Lois Lane fly all the way up to the Fortress of Solitude for a secret place of falling in love. As the three Kryptonians battle destroying Idaho, and a general trying to put all the military to put a stop to that. Unfortunately, that planet was surrendered to the three Kryptonians. As meanwhile, Superman received from his mother, told him he wants to be an ordinary man. So she set up a Kryptonium to drain all the superpowers. At the end, Lois Lane tells him, "You did this for me?" Clark Kent said, "Well, just say you love me." Well, as the destruction continues to overway, the three Kryptonians on their way to destroy the White House and kneels before the President of the United States. As Clark and Lois are on our way to the diner, he is being double-crossed by one bully named Rocky. Only one way to try to sit in his favorite seat, but Clark Kent got punched by Rocky twice. But don't worry, he'll come back to get just deserved. As a TV announcement receives a special report that he is surrendered to General. And then General Zod told, "Who is this Superman? Come, Superman, kneel before Zod." As Clark returns to Fortress of Solitude, that tells his father that he fails. But a Greek Kryptonium crystal uses the power to get his powers back. But in the White House, Lex Luthor came and told all three of us know about the son of Jor-El, Superman, is here. So the three Kryptonians come in there, destroying the Daily Planet, searching for Superman. There's a great special effects, including the battle in downtown New York, destroying everything. It's like the three buses, one bus heavy Superman. That's a lot of special effects. Blowing powers into the streets, like blowing. All the people trying to save Superman, but unfortunately, the three Kryptonians used their super breath to create like a wind to destroy any galaxy of it. Yeah. And also the showdown at the Fortress of Solitude, as Ursula takes Lois Lane up to Superman's Fortress of Solitude to put a stop to the ending. Well, in that end, the Superman trying to rid all three by stripping their powers and forcing all three of them right down into the abyss. But not so lucky for Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor stayed in Metropolis. Actually stays in the Fortress of Solitude at first, but Lex Luthor got arrested again by the police. It took him right back to jail. As Superman and Lois fly back to Lois' house and tell him that don't tell nobody about the secrets. Well, the secret's safe for him. Yeah. Superman 2, one of the best movies ever. And they talk about what's going on in the Daily Planet, how to discuss Superman. And why Lois doesn't need Superman anymore. Anyway. And then back to the showdown right here at Don's Diner for a rematch. This time, he's trying to punch Superman again, but no need to. His bullet breaks his hands and crash right into the video game machine, pinball machine, and it says, "I'm terribly sorry for the damage." And I looked it up. Anyway, Superman 2 is a great movie. Take place before when the first film left off. Let's take a look here. It's a spine, the top, and the other spine, and the back. The Man of Steel meets his match. In the state, I thought the original Superman was terrific entertainment, says renowned film critic Roger Ebert, and so I was a little startled to discover I like Superman even more. Chances are so will you. The Superman story, a venerable 50 years young in 1988, just keep getting better. Yep. And here's a tape with the sticker label and label. The print date, October 29th, 1987. When this aired on ABC in 1984, certain scenes had been edited for TV broadcasting. And some scenes were shot, plus additional footage was used by Richard Donner. Yep. That makes 144 minutes. Unfortunately, for Superman, Richard Donner originally directed Superman 2. Unfortunately, when Richard Donner was fired from the production, the Salkinds had to take over. However, Richard Lester was take over as Superman. Production began with Superman 2 in April 1977. However, the production was halted in October 1977 because they were considering to finishing the first Superman instead. So Richard Donner had urged more and says his service is no longer needed. Well, that's it from here. And I'll be back for part 3 of the 85th video special. So stay tuned.